Subscribe now for daily United Kingdom entertainment news. WWE NXT results, April 2nd, 2024. Nathan Frazer and Axiom death. The LWO and Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson, number 1 contenders triple threat tag team match. Nathan Frazer and Axiom are officially headed to Stand and Deliver after the dynamic duo defeated the LWO and Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson in a triple threat tag team match to become the number 1 contenders to the NXT Tag Team Titles. The speed of Frazer and Axiom was matched by Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro, but the brute strength of Gallows and Anderson clashed with their speedy and athletic opponents. Chaos ensued when all 6 superstars found themselves in the ring, and a magic killer to Wilde opened the door for Frazer to hit a scintillating 450 splash to punch his team's ticket to Stand and Deliver. NXT's most toxic superstar, Jacy Jayne, picked up a huge victory just days before Stand and Deliver by defeating Fallon Henley in singles action. Henley was battling on behalf of Thea Hale, who was betrayed by Hale, but she consistently found herself in the crosshairs of Jayne's friends at ringside: Jasmine Nix, Kiana James, and Izzy Dame. After Hale attacked James outside of the ring, Henley joined the fray, but her return to the ring was met with a huge running knee strike that gave Jayne the win. Without his friend and trusted partner Mr. Stone in his corner, Von Wagner takes on his nemesis Lexis King. Catch WWE action on Peacock, WWE Network, Fox, USA Network, Sony India and more. #Winkst. Lexis King walked out with the win, but not before a fight with the gigantic Von Wagner. Wagner was all alone in the match as his friend and partner, Mr. Stone, refused to be at ringside to support him, and the loss was greatly felt. King was dominated early on as Wagner tossed him around the ring and nearly got tabled, but the brash superstar managed to counter into a DDT on the outside. That move opened the door for King to hit Coronation and score the big victory. Lola Vice death. Carmen Petrovic, 2 of NXT's fastest rising superstars, clash as Carmen Petrovic battles Lola Vice. Catch WWE action on Peacock, WWE Network, Fox, USA Network, Sony India and more. #Winkst. Lola Vice sent a message not only to the NXT women's locker room, but also Natalya as she managed to defeat Carmen Petrovic in a fast-paced matchup. It became a contrast of styles as the MMA background of Vice clashed with the karate background of Petrovic, and it was the submission prowess of Vice that shined through. Petrovic put up an incredible fight with her surgical strikes, but Vice locked in a sharpshooter to mock Natalya and forced the Canadian superstar to tap out. Joe Gacy steps up to the challenge of taking on the North American champion Obafemi in non-title action. Catch WWE action on Peacock, WWE Network, Fox, USA Network, Sony India and more. #Winkst. Obafemi picked up another dominant victory and won so convincingly that the referee was forced to stop the match. Gacy put up a fight, but Femi's brutal strikes were followed by a major slam that ended the match right then and there. Ren Sinclair battles the beauty queen of NXT, Ariana Grace. Catch WWE action on Peacock, WWE Network, Fox, USA Network, Sony India and more. #Winkst. After what she felt was rude comments backstage, Ariana Grace taught newcomer Ren Sinclair a lesson by defeating her, albeit in controversial fashion. The normally stoic Grace was noticeably angry with Sinclair, and used several brutal chops to send a message to her newfound enemy. After Sinclair rallied and nearly picked up the win, Grace rolled her up and grabbed the ropes to leverage to steal the win. Sol Ruca death. Blair Davenport bitter rivals Sol Ruca and Blair Davenport finally go one-on-one for the first time since Davenport injured Ruca nearly 1 year ago. Catch WWE action on Peacock, WWE Network, Fox, USA Network, Sony India and more. #Winkst. Sol Ruca is officially back and she exorcised her personal demon as she conquered the very superstar that injured her knee, Blair Davenport. Ruca brought the fight right to the wicked Davenport, using her combination of athleticism and strength to